Dominant fam, what's going on? It's your boy Malik from Dominate Bloodline Bullies, man, back with another video. For this video, we're gonna be discussing the steps that you should take to breed your American Bully female. So we definitely gonna dive into all things about that topic. So let's go ahead on. Let's do this.
Yeah. We bout to get litty, we bout to get litty. Y'all niggas already know what the fuck it is.
Integrity Beats.
Walk up in the club, racks hanging on my pocket, niggas know we bout to get litty. All the bad bitches running through my section, trying to get naked, they ain't even strippers. Fuck the law, niggas can't guard me, I be ballin' hard like I play for the Clippers. Killers in the back on the couches, if I point a finger, then you gon' be a victim. We bout to get litty, we bout to get litty, you already know what it is.
Alright, Dominant fam. So we back, and today's topics are how to breed my American Bully female. So for starters, your dog has to be a certain age, okay? ABKC is who we deal with. So I know their breeding age for a female is she has to be at least 1 year of age, okay? Once your female is 1 year of age, then it just basically just goes on from if your female is emotionally and physically able to carry a litter, okay? I know a lot of people may not like think that that's a big deal, but it really is. Simply because if your female is not mature enough to handle her litter, she's gonna be more dependent on you. So typically what we do here at Dominate Bloodline is our females are between 16 months or 18 months when they breed, typically. It really depends on how mature your female is. Like we'll take Rhea and Hera for an example, right? Hera has been mature since like the day I picked her up. Like you could just see the signs. She didn't like to play a lot. She was more serious about things. Like you could just see her demeanor, you know what I mean? Still a really upbeat dog, but when it's time to get serious, she was very serious about things. Versus Rhea pushed it for a long time with like her like goofiness. Just how much she wanted to play and just didn't really take things so much as serious when it was time to be serious. So those were the difference between the two. Like Rhea's been ready to breed for a while now, but it was my decision to skip a heat. She's on her fourth heat, and it was my decision to skip her second and third because she just was not mature enough for me. So it's really up to you because it's your dog. So like you know if your dog is mature, if it's not mature, but you do want to take that into consideration, like serious consideration, because if your dog is not mature enough, then you're gonna be helping out a lot more than what you would normally have to over a mature female. Like I'm really thankful that I waited till Rhea was mature enough to me and I could see things, because with her litter and a hair litter, man, I tell you, it's been really smooth sailings for me. She makes sure the puppies are clean. She makes sure they use the bathroom in that time. She made sure that they ate. And then it was my responsibility to do a lot of the little things, like make sure Rhea and Hera had plenty of water, because you want to keep your female hydrated in order to produce milk. You want to keep them fed, so like feeding them. And it's important to give them time away from the litter, so that way they don't get overworked, if you understand what I'm saying. So that's what we're starting with. So ideally, let's say if your female is between 16 and 18 months, and she's had her second heat cycle, you want to make sure it's at least she's at least a year, and at least she's on her second heat cycle. And then once those two things are checked off, then it's up to you to check off your boxes, whatever those qualifications are for you. once you check off your boxes and her boxes are checked off, once she comes into heat, typically before she comes into heat, you want to have at least 1 or 2 males in mind that you know that you want to use, so that way when it's time to breed her, you know that it's time to make a decision on the stud that you want to use. So typically what we'll do is we'll have a projected time where we project our females to go into heat, and we'll try to choose our studs a month or 2 before we like project her to go into heat, because we want to be ready. Then you want to pay or work whatever deal out with whoever has the stud that you want to use, so that way your female, when she's ready, everything else is taken care of. You never want to wait that far down the line to find a stud, because you could miss her window. Once your female starts bleeding, then she has about a 10 to 11 day window where she's not really accepting of the male. She's just bleeding. You want to wait till she starts flagging, and typically for us that's like between day 11 and day 14. That's when she's flagging. Flagging is just mean when she's accepting to the male, when she curls her tail and she lifts up her canal area. That's flagging. That's when she's accepting to the male. That's when she's ready to breed. So you can do your AI, or you can let your stud lock on or do whatever you're gonna do. Then after that, typically what people do is on day 30, some people do day 30, some people do day 39, some people do day 40. We here at Dominate Bloodline do day 30. You're gonna go and want to get your female confirmed that she is pregnant. I've heard and called some places and had some places charge more than $100. I'm in the DMV, so real being real, bro, it shouldn't cost no more than $70, $80. If anybody charging more than that, just keep calling around. I've been breeding dogs for a while now. I just recently got into XL bullies, but I've been breeding pit bulls and stuff and Rottweilers for a while. So typically, when your female is pregnant. It's just some things that's different for me that I've typically noticed. One is her appetite change. If you know that your female doesn't typically eat a lot of food, but now you see her eating a lot more than she normally does, she's probably pregnant. Those are one of your signs. Another sign number 2 is her shit stinks. It's not even a bearable smell. You know what I mean? It smells worse than it typically does. And another sign I've noticed, that when you breed females and they're pregnant, when your female goes in the heat, her canal area swells up. All my females that have took versus didn't take, their canal, it doesn't go back. It doesn't shrink back to normal size. It kind of stays in that swollen image almost. So it's already preparing to have a big enough canal to give a push. So those are my 3 things. Oh, and I read online for step 4 would be her urine would be more concentrated. So those are 4 things that I typically would notice if your female is pregnant without even having a sonogram done. Okay, so let's fast forward here. On day 30, okay, you've now confirmed your female pregnant. Congratulations. Now we're in play. Okay, once your female is pregnant, you want to start getting ready. Okay, you want to have your whelping box together. You want to have your towels together, your rags together, your gloves. You want to have like, well, what's it called? I can't think of the name right now. It's one of like the suction cups that you use for the kids to get the snot out the nose. You want to have one of those up. You want to have your collars ready for the puppies to tell them apart. Cause trust me, you know what I mean. You can deal with them a lot, and you can find little distinctive ways to like separate them. But trust me, like when you have a litter of 4 Merles, 5 Merles, and they all come out the same color, it get a little confusing. So just you would definitely have an easier way if you just slap some collars on them. Yeah. Oh, you would also, this is something I recommend. You would also definitely want to have a C-section person ready, because you never know what could happen. So you want to start getting all these things in order, so that way you know that you can be ready for these. After you get those things in order, now you want to switch off your females feeding. Typically what we do here, this is our normal feeding chart. Our normal feeding chart is these components right here. When she is pregnant, we switch off of ground beef and we switch to chicken. We want to start giving her more protein, more bone. We want to start giving her more some fatty acids. We just stay away from the ground beef, because the last thing you want to do is give this pregnant mom worms, because that can harm the puppies. So yeah, so once you do that, we also normally switch food. We go from Diamond high energy to Diamond puppy food. Diamond puppy food has more everything for the mom. It's better for the puppies. It's just better all the way around. So I would suggest going with Diamond puppy food. And also, while she's nursing, it's giving more richness to the milk for the puppies. So these are definitely things that you want to pay attention to. These are things that you need. All right, so now you got all that stuff under control: the feeding, the conformation, the welcome box. You got everything you need down pat. All right, so now we up to day 45. So once you get to day 45, now you want to get an ultrasound. You want to get an ultrasound because now you want to check the size, like the head of the pups, and you want to make sure that mom's canal is big enough to push out them heads of the puppies. Because if the heads are bigger than the canal, then you know she's probably gonna have some troubles delivering these puppies. So this is what we do. Now we know this. Now that C-section guy that I told you have on standby, now you let him know, hey, look, we're gonna need a C-section, right? So once you know that you need, once you know that you need a C-section, it makes things a lot more easier for you, because you don't want to go into birth thinking that she's gonna push out these puppies, and now you know what I'm saying, you got an emergency C-section. It's probably gonna be more expensive, and you're gonna have to pack up mom the puppies that might have got delivered. You know what I mean? It's just a whole lot when you can step all that confusion, and now you can talk straight to your C-section guy and plan a date where you can get that planned out. So typically, once you pass that step, let's say that the puppies heads are small enough to pass through the canal. You pass that step. Now you want to deworm mom at like day like 45. That's your chance to. Then once you pass that step, you're getting into getting ready to deliver some puppies. Puppies are typically born with between day 55 all the way up to like day 60. I mean, maybe a little bit past, a few days past that, but here at Dominate Bloodline, our females have never gone past day 60. So once you get to day 60, it's time to deliver these puppies. And yeah, those are the steps, man. Once you get your female pregnant, you deliver these puppies. It's a couple further steps. Let's see. So like when the first pup come out, you want to make sure that pup is not struggling to breathe, is alive. You want to make sure you rip it out the sack, help mom a little bit, get it as dry as you can. And first thing you want to do is, this is what we do here, we take our finger, stick our finger into the pup's mouth. You want to feel the suction that pup have, because if you don't feel no suction, that pup could have a cleft palate right on the side of his nose, which means it's like a hole in between his nose and his mouth. So that could be a very bad, well, that is a very bad thing. So yeah, assuming that the puppy doesn't and the puppy has strong suction, you want to place that puppy directly on mom's nipple so he or she can get straight to the milk, because what comes out of the nipples first, it's like a cloudy thing. It's like a cloudy, milky look to it. It's actually not milk. It's actually a very strong protein that the puppies need, because they do not have an immune system. This is how they get their immune system, okay? And this is what it's called right here. You can look it up, look into it. Right now, I can't think of the word right now. It's a little blocked out. I got a lot going on, but I'm gonna enter into the video. You want to make sure that the pup get this, because this is how they get their immune system. Also, another thing is, mom lets off a greenish, blackish discharge from her canal area. Once all these pups are out of mom and they're all safely delivered, everybody's healthy so far, you want to keep them away from that area, because that will kill your puppies and have them almost dying off on you within that same week. It's very poisonous to your puppies. You want to keep them away from that discharge. Once you go through that, I always say, man, once you get to like the puppies get to a week and a half to 2 weeks, you're pretty much in like the green light area. Everything else that could go wrong is typically something that because like you're not paying attention or enough attention to mom and the dogs, like her squishing them, them eating something that they might not see. It's stuff like that of that nature. So once you surpass those steps and you get to a week and a half, 2 week old puppies in there and they're all still fine, you're pretty much in the green light. You just have to now do your part. So yeah, I hope all these steps help y'all out, man. Any questions, feel free to hit me up, comment. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the video. Appreciate y'all. Stay dumb. You heard me.
Going on the post where I gotta make it back home. All day till I get the pack on. Yeah, fell love, let them know that it's back on. Beat my dizzy leg, niggas get their cap on. Up on who, nigga, who you gon' pop on? Niggas say beef, then you better keep it strapped on. When I'm stepping on niggas get